Are watching In the Know live on WJZZ Cool TV. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and other social media platforms. Please like, follow, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Woo woo! Today we are being joined by two very special people. First of all, I would like to introduce Lakeisha LeGrand. She's going to act as my guest co-host tonight. I also like to say my co-host Kim, she's still out. Hopefully she'll be back soon. Lakeisha, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Cassie.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm so excited to hear our guest today.
Yes, and we are being joined by Miss Joanne. Miss Joanne is actually she's a client of mine, but as Miss Joanne and I were talking, I found out some very interesting facts about her, and I wanted to have her on the show. Miss Joanne she told me that she was homeless, and she started telling me some of the, some of the hardships that she had been through, and I just thought her story was just really, it was just a great story, it was a great come up. Okay, so how you doing, Miss Joanne? Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I mentioned that you were homeless for a period of time, and I'm just going to ask you some questions about, how did it happen? Where you are now, things of that nature. So how long were you actually homeless?
For 2 years.
Okay. And when you say you were homeless, you were living with family, friends, or you just didn't have a house, or you were living, where were you living at?
I was literally homeless, sleeping down in Greektown, sleeping in cars, anywhere that I could find, bus stops, anywhere I could find to lay my head.
Wow, that's fascinating. So, Miss Joanne, how was it during the winters? How, I know there were some safety concerns. How did you survive out there on the streets?
Well, I survived. First of all, I want to give God the glory.
Hello.
Okay,
Yes.
Because of him, that's how I survived. But I mostly survived by people giving me food down in Greektown. I was hardly never homeless, and I truly want to say, sometimes I was still at the stores, food.
Okay.
Tuna fish in this pocket, sardines in this pocket, Pringles in my other pocket.
I know. It's funny now, but I bet you it wasn't funny
no.
then. It's amazing how you can laugh at things that happened to you in the past.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. And I know that you also wanted to mention Miss Joanne, she has kind of a raspiness to her voice. Miss Joanne, tell us what happened with your voice.
Well, what happened with my voice is my doctor, I've had thyroid problems all my life, and he decided to just do a biopsy.
Okay.
And so I went to an ear, nose, throat doctor, and they did a biopsy and confirmed that I had some polyps.
Okay.
So we wanted to see if it was a thyroid cancer. And I was come to find out after I did surgery, they did surgery. See, your thyroid is right on your vocal cords.
Yes.
It's just a thin nerve.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like some of the actors that have it, you're gonna lose your voice, but you get it back.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I never get mine back.
Aww.
So I got discouraged, still talking like bell tire. So
You said like Bill Tyler.
so I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and she put a camera down my nose, and on the monitor you could see my throat. And she right outside said, he nipped your vocal cord.
Oh, wow.
Because your vocal cord, your thyroid is right on your vocal cord. It's a thin nerve.
Okay.
And he nipped my nerve.
Okay.
So, I waited, and after a while, after like a year, 2 years, I like, what's going on? So I called the attorney, and unfortunately, the statute of limitations had ran out.
I gotcha.
So I used to be ashamed to speak.
Aww.
Embarrassed to speak. But then somebody shared with me, girl, you could have been talking out of a hole out your neck.
Yes.
You could have been talking on oxygen the rest of your life.
Yep.
Plus, I'm a survivor from thyroid cancer.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations.
Praise
Congratulations.
God. That is
Congratulations.
Awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome. You are truly a testimony. Like, just looking at you, you look so beautiful. Like,
Don't she look beautiful?
She
Thank
does.
you.
You wouldn't have never known that you know, have gone through those different things because you talk very intelligently.
Thank you.
You know, you look wonderful.
Thank you.
So, you know.
Because I got homeless people now asking me for change. And
So, Miss Joanne, when you were out there on the streets of downtown Detroit, you said you were living on Lafayette most of the time.
Monroe, too.
Okay, Lafayette and Monroe. So, did you have any safety concerns, or how did you survive down there? Did you guys was it like a clique? Y'all watch each other back, or you just slept and just took your chances? How did that work?
Well, I call them my peers.
Okay.
I call them my peers because we was all in the same boat and stuff. And mostly panhandle.
Okay.
And like outside VIP where Floods is across the street.
Okay.
With a cup. And one day a guy came out and outside and handed the guy with me a bill. He said, split it with her. I said, he's not going to split it with me.
Uh-huh.
So the guy took the bill and tore it in half.
Wow.
I thought it was $1. It was a 50.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So my half, his half, we had to go to the
Y'all had to stay
store.
together.
We went out according to
That
the
was a
store.
good idea. Y'all had to stay together.
And got that money.
I know that's right.
One day I was Linda Swanson was on the Mills Gaddis show, and then she was talking about the homeless.
Uh-huh.
So one day her and her coworker went to, because they stereotype us.
Okay.
So on the Mills Gaddis show, she said they went to McDonald's or somewhere, and this guy said he was hungry, so she went in her pocket and gave him $10.
Uh-huh.
And the coworker said, "Girl, why you give him that money? He gonna buy some alcohol." She said, "You know what? I did my part."
Mm-hmm.
Evidently he must have needed it.
Yeah.
So she was good with that. Because they stereotype people. Or like normally I don't respond to people because a lot of people try to build themselves up, putting you down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
To build themselves up because they got a house, a home, a Gucci, their hair done, Lexus. I was on the bus and this guy had gave me some money and I didn't have no bus fare.
Uh-huh.
So I said, I'm not feeling. I had stuck my money in my shoe.
Uh-huh.
So I get on the bus and I said, "Sir, I don't have any bus fare."
Uh-huh.
This lady said, "Oh, homeless person, get off the bus." Usually I don't respond because I know people that's insecure. Most people that down to us are insecure.
Sure, exactly.
And so usually I don't respond. But today was the day.
Uh-huh.
That day was not
that
the day. I know that feeling.
The day was the day. I turned to her. I said, "Ma'am, what year did Rosa Parks get off the bus? Who the lieutenant governor?
Uh-huh.
What's the capital of Hawaii?" She couldn't tell me nothing.
What?
So I said, "You know what? When you get your GED, holler at me." Everybody started clapping, and the bus driver said, "Ma'am, go and sit down there."
Aww.
Oh, wow.
That was
But,
nice.
That was.
Yeah, that was real nice.
I just want to ask a question. So, what do you have to say to people that stereotype other people? Because sometimes I don't think that they really be paying attention or even have a clue on the things that they say, the words that they say, because it has power. And how did that affect you and some of your peers by being stereotyped?
Well, I'm going to share this. A lot of us, I tell you, experience I had sleeping. I don't tell you what church, sleeping around the Fox, sleeping on the church steps.
Okay.
And so some interns from Wayne State, which at the time I didn't know, they tapped me, woke me up, and they say, "Ma'am, can we give you $20 and tell us why you're homeless, or why people do be homeless?" And she gave me the 20. I said, "Is this real?" And so she said, "Yeah, it's real." So I began to tell her, they stereotype us. Everybody that's homeless are not addicts or alcoholics.
Oh,
Sometimes
that's good because
are not addicts.
That's the misconception.
Yes,
Yeah.
Some of us are then gave up on life, and that including me.
Okay.
You know, so then gave up on life. Or I tell you, a certain governor cut a lot of mental health facilities. Lafayette Clinic, Herman Kiefer, Eloise.
Okay.
And closed up a lot of facilities.
Okay.
And cut the funding. So as opposed to when they used to keep mental people in the hospital 6 months or 9 months, 2 weeks, and they put them right back out.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, so like I say, they still tell everybody don't use drugs or alcohol, and a lot of us just gave up on life. We just say fuck it. I am messed up. I don't have no hopes, no dreams, no focus.
Yeah.
No support system.
No. So one day I was walking one winter, and it passed the Fox. They just broke the ground for Core America, and it was Christmas Day or Thanksgiving Day. No traffic, everybody at their home. And I can't sing. I can't sing, but if you give me a wheel beer, I could carry it. You know, up to it. So I was singing that song. I got no place to go. I'm alone in this big city. Will somebody? That's what I was
know
singing.
that one.
I was just hopeless.
Wow.
Nobody.
Wow.
Now, you watch a lot of TV, and I've never had to go through that, but I do know a lot of family members that have been homeless, staying in shelters and different things like that. Like, did you ever have to go to a shelter? Like, I heard that you have to go at a specific time, and then you have to leave at a certain time, and that you have to watch all your belongings. I mean, is that really true?
Yes, ma'am. You were right on point.
Wow.
A lot of us, like the 2 years I was in and out of shelters, but I was in my addiction then. Toe up from the floor up, messed up from the head up.
Okay. What was your addiction?
I'm keeping it real.
Okay, absolutely.
You know.
What was your addiction, Joanne?
Cocaine.
Okay. Okay.
Crack cocaine. I never liked the alcohol, but this is a drug.
Okay.
The alcohol is legal. It's just crack is not legal. So a lot of us go to shelters, and the curfew can't keep the curfew because once you get annihilated or chemicals are mood altering. So when curfew get 6 o'clock, you can just say fuck it. Or a lot of people go to shelters because they didn't have a fire.
How hard was it to get into the shelters? How was that process?
It's a lot of times, most it's hard, especially if you don't have ID.
Okay.
But some shelters will waive it.
Okay.
You know, but I'll say 80% of us don't have ID.
Yeah.
And then it compounds the situation when you have to have 3 pieces to get ID, plus pay for it. So you have to have a social security card. You have to have a birth
To
certificate.
get in the shelter?
No, to get your ID.
Get your ID.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, to get your
Because
ID.
they
Yes,
want
yes,
ID.
yes.
And I remember one time my daughter visited me at a shelter downtown, and my roommate had a Lexus or BMW.
Your roommate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So my daughter said, "Mama, why she in the shelter? She got a Lexus." I said, "Cause she was tired of getting them butt whoopers."
Wow.
You know, so everybody that's in shelters do not. It's not addicts or alcoholics.
Okay.
Now, you said something that was kind of profound to me as being I'm a life insurance agent, okay? And I sell renter's insurance, okay? And you just said some people end up in the shelter because they had a fire. Like, that's amazing to me. That's why it's so important to have fire insurance, renter's insurance, because if you had it, you wouldn't have had to go to a shelter because you would immediately get some funds to kind of help you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Well, looking at the real world, that's like people now don't have life insurance.
Yeah.
So, I think
It's like not top priority in a lot of cases.
Right, it's not the
Wow.
It
top
should
priority.
be, but it's not.
it's not, but this is just a prime example. People don't think it happens to them.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to point that out because I see a lot of things that other people don't see. And that is that's something that was amazing to me because I haven't heard that one. That they
Good
actually, they get in the fire. I know they go stay with a relative
yeah.
or something like that. But to actually not have nowhere to go because some of them, they depend on these different organizations that's going to take care of them. But obviously, it didn't help those people because they were homeless due to a fire.
I'm going to take a quick station ID. You are watching In the Know Live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and other social media networks. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV. Again, we are here with Miss Joanne. She was homeless for 2 years, and she's telling us how that experience was. And I also have my guest co-host here, Miss Lakeisha LeGrand.
Hello, everyone.
Yes. Thanks for joining us, guys. The phones are open if you guys want to give us a call, or if you have some questions for Miss Joanne. Please call us, and you can speak with her directly, okay, if you have any questions for her. Can you just tell me, 3 bad experiences that you had when you were out there?
Oh, gladly. You have to go through to get through. So one bad experience I had was this famous church. The lady pastor, Pastor Wise be geared up and sharp every Sunday. I mean, hats this big, jewelry everywhere,
yes.
hair down their back, nails done.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
All that.
So this particular church, I won't say the name of the church, and Pastor Wise said, girl, because I was going every Sunday, they wouldn't let us homeless people stay there. They would hand the boxes out, the dinner plate. She said, well, can you stop by Monday? I got some clothes for you. So I'm all happy because,
Did you see how she dressed?
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm all happy and stuff because.
We got a call, sweetheart.
Hello.
Hi, you are watching In the Know Live. We have Miss Joanna Day. How can I help you, caller?
Yes, thank you very much. It's a very beautiful show, and your stories are extremely inspiring. And I have a friend that went through, or is going through the same situation of homelessness. And it's very beautiful what you're talking about because it can really help a lot of people, especially people who come out of prisons and things like that. They always fall into situations where they don't have support when they come out. And this topic is very important because it can help them get off the street and, get into programs and, help themselves out,
Absolutely. Thank you. Do you have any questions for Miss Joanne directly?
Yes, I do. So, basically, after you came after this experience, how were you able to pull it together?
I was able to pull it together because I got tired. And see, a lot of us don't have self-worth. And like I say, giving up. And I got tired of being stuck. I got tired of being in the freezing room. I said, you know what? I'm finna go to the shelter. And I went to the shelter. I had applied for Social Security already. But whenever they called me, or they never could reach me because I never had a permanent address.
Exactly.
Or a phone.
No, I didn't have any phone. So one day I just said, I'm going to go to this shelter, sit my butt down, and apply for Social Security.
Okay.
And about a couple of weeks, they sent me a appointment to go to the psychiatrist.
Okay.
And so in between all the being homeless, I was going to crisis center, playing like I was crazy just to lay my head down. That I cut myself. They say, you want to hurt yourself? Yeah. You want to hurt somebody else? Yes. So they would admit me. So then my files started building up.
I got you.
So they sent me to a psychiatrist. I took a teddy bear with me. I took some Hershey chocolate and I put the Hershey's in my back pocket, and it was all melted on. I asked the psychiatrist how I'm doing. He said, "You doing just fine, fine." But anyway, after a couple of weeks, I called Social Security, and they said, "You've been approved."
Okay.
What?
So you basically had to kind of play the system to get some results.
I did.
Wow.
And so and then at that time, I don't know if the procedure is now. It was retroactive.
Gotcha.
So when I did apply, when I applied, it was 5 years ago.
Oh, you got your little lump.
So I got all that lump sum.
All right, Miss Joanne.
So that was able to help you.
Okay.
You can do a lot
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, caller,
Yeah, thank you so much for answering my question. I appreciate it.
Yes, we appreciate you calling in. Thank you for watching tonight.
Yes.
You have a wonderful night. Okay. So, with that being said, you mentioned your family briefly. Miss Joanne has a picture of her family sitting next to her. I asked her earlier what was some of her supports, and she definitely mentioned her family. No, you mentioned God as number one. Tell us about your family. You were homeless. You couldn't go to your family?
Well, at that time, I missed. I left out a little things. I was going to also going to room and board or AFC homes.
Okay.
And when I didn't mention I went to prison 2 or 3 times.
You went to prison, Miss Joanne?
Yes, that was I had to survive.
Okay.
The
you
charges,
went to prison for
retail fraud.
Gotcha.
So
now,
yes.
were you doing that on purpose?
Yes.
Just so you can have somewhere to stay?
For drugs and to survive.
For drugs.
Yeah,
and
I never did nothing violent. I ain't really do no felonies, no violent breaking in cars, or none of that. So yeah, so I went to. So they would send me to an AFC home.
Okay.
And I didn't know where my family had moved to.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Now I'm just curious. Okay, so you did those things, and then you knew you were going to go to jail. Like, how was that? Did the people treat you any differently? Were they stereotyping you or anything like that? Once you gone to that seems like that's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Going to prison, yes, yes.
How long were you in jail too?
Well, I went to jail, prison 3 times.
Okay.
You know, first was 6 months, then a year, then 2 years.
Okay.
And when I got out, you know, you want to they say the prison rehabilitates you. Not.
Okay.
Really?
But I did take some college classes.
Okay.
You know,
But you don't consider that rehabilitation? The college courses?
Yeah, but I'm talking about for crime.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times it's called what is it? When you re-enter back and forth.
Like habitual?
No. When you go back and forth.
That's recidivism?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Okay.
So, but I took some courses because before I got into the lifestyle or drugs, I was very motivated and focused.
Okay.
I went to graduate from Northern High School.
Okay.
And I was in foster care. And there was my typing teacher, because I was good at typing.
Okay.
My sister was better. My sister here, Gloria, she was much better.
Hey, Gloria.
But hey, sis. So she was director for Homes for Black Children.
Okay.
They used to be down here on Lafayette.
Oh, really?
But they moved. But anyway, her name was Sidney Duncan. Her husband was Walter Duncan. He was on the board of Wayne Community Colleges. They sent me to college, and a distinguished group of men called Men Who Dare. They paid for my college education.
Okay.
So I went to my prom, but I couldn't go across the stage for my diploma because I flew to Bishop College, which is a girls' religious college in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
And at that time, I wanted because I was educated. I wanted to do something in my life.
How were you brought up? Was it? How were you brought up?
I was brought up in foster care. Unfortunately, I was 5. My sister was 4. They found us somewhere in an abandoned building or something.
You said you were how old?
5. My sister was 4, and I had an infant brother.
Oh wow!
So Children's Aid Society, 71 West Warren.
Okay.
So they separated us, but me and my sister went to the same home. Make a long story short, the lady, they didn't treat us nicely. At 5 years old, I knew, and at that time, the system, the social workers, it just wasn't right. And I would complain. Mm-hmm. They made my sister sleep because she went to bed late night. Okay. They made her sleep on the toilet at night in the basement. They would whip our hands on Saturday. Then they separated. So she adopted her. Okay. And I had to move on to other foster homes.
Oh, wow.
And, but guess what? I hated that was just, I hated to leave my little sister. I was her big sister.
Yeah.
And I still feel the pain.
Okay.
You know, that was a trauma. I'm still traumatized from that. But then I moved with my big sister Gloria right here. And from 12 years old, at 9 or something, and I fell in love with her.
Okay.
This is my sister. We don't look at no blood. We're sisters.
Okay.
And they love me.
Okay, now.
My mother and father, her mother, aunt and uncle loved me and raised me.
Wonderful.
So I had a beautiful upbringing. I didn't go to no more foster homes. And as a matter of fact, a lot of times like now they have a problem when kids are when they get 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the money stops. So
Yeah,
they
cut
put
them
right,
off.
they cut them
Cut 'em
right
off.
on the streets.
Wow.
They did.
Oh wow.
And so I went on to college because I wanted to be an elementary school teacher. Unfortunately, I did a year. I got pregnant with my daughter Erica right here.
Okay.
She's
And,
beautiful.
She is beautiful.
You really have a nice looking family. I
Thank-
see why you have your pictures. You all look happy. Like, you are really a testimony for people. There's always hope.
Because everybody don't have
Yep.
families
They don't
that
have that
love them.
hope.
They don't.
Now, I'm not going to say, they love me, but now, especially my sister and my daughter Erica, after a while, they got tired.
Yes.
You know.
I can imagine.
Because I would try, I have
You
a
was
t-shirt.
running game, Miss Joanne.
You know,
you was running
after
game
a while,
on
then I couldn't fool them no more.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, my sister went to Al-Anon and they told her, girl, you enabling her, you need to stop, da-da-da-da-da. So she started giving me tough love.
Okay.
You know, now they'll let me fall, but they never let me hit the ground.
I got you.
Okay.
Got you.
You know, I couldn't call and say I'm hungry. Okay, is that it? Click. You know, but say if I didn't pay my rent or I went to jail, my sister would come visit me. She had that Bible in her hand.
Okay.
You know, and
I want to bring up a couple points that you mentioned to me earlier on. The first one was when you were downtown. I actually used to work downtown. I worked as an EMT, so I seen how the homeless population was. And, you know, it was part of my job to assist them or help them, you know, move on or whatever you want to call it. So, when you were downtown, did you ever run into the police? How did they handle you? How was that?
Good question. Okay, yes, because now New York Panhandle is legal, not here in Detroit. I don't know what it is now.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to know. But, so it's illegal. So we would panhandle, have a cup bag for money, and the police would pick us up and take us to jail.
Okay.
After a while, but then they got tired. Well, they would pick us to jail every day, but the paperwork took longer. By the time they didn't finish the paperwork, we out of here.
I was just gonna say, how long would you stay for something like that?
A couple hours. So guess what they started doing?
What?
Driving us way, you know what 94 with that big tire is?
About an airport.
Yeah.
By the
Wow.
That ain't funny, but that's horrible.
Girl. And how was we gonna get back?
Back,
God,
exactly.
I don't know how I did it. I guess hitchhiking or something.
Yeah.
You know, or sometimes we get lucky and they just take us to Hamtramck.
Okay.
Or something.
And you also mentioned, you said
That's messed up. I'm sorry.
That is- ain't
That's
that
bothering me right now. The police gonna sit up
The
here and
police.
take you where, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't even care.
Yeah.
Like, it's so dangerous out here. And you know what
they
I'm
don't
saying?
care. No, they do not care.
Wow, that's
They
messed
do,
up.
as long as they're off that block.
And they
you know
would
what I'm
take
saying?
it, and they
that's
would
all they
take-
care about.
That's messed up.
And you mentioned
Well,
the
you
Super
can't take
Bowl.
them to the home or something. Take them.
That's too much work. That's too much paperwork.
Too much paperwork. They taking them all the way there.
That's just a drive. That's just a drive.
They still getting paid.
Wow, that's messed up.
So you mentioned the Super Bowl. You said
Okay.
you had some really good points, Miss Joanne. Really good point.
Thank you. The Super Bowl. Now, this is my personal opinion because I've seen it from experience. I believe the city or the system or the government could help get rid of a lot of homelessness. Because trust me, they did during the Super Bowl.
Yes, they did.
Oh, okay.
They did during the Super Bowl.
What you mean during the Super Bowl? I don't get it. What you mean by that?
Because they had to have the money from people out of town.
They cleaned the
coming.
streets up.
They
They
cleaned
never had those people on the street.
They didn't want us begging,
So what they do? So what they do?
Driving, pick us up and take us places, shelters, all out of town.
See, my point, why they couldn't do that instead of taking them where I'm stuck on that. I'm mad about that.
Way away.
All the way out to where the bell tire, instead
Yep.
of just doing what they just did, took it to the shelter.
And I've talked to a lot of homeless people when I was working downtown as EMT, and they used to tell me like they've taken them to Pontiac and just dropped them off. They would get a van or whatever and pick up a group of them and take them to Pontiac and just drop them off.
Well, at least stay in a group, but not by yourself. But this is what I want to know. I want to know. Do everybody that's out there that be paying him, I mean, do they really need the money, or do some of them just be playing the role?
Let me see it.
That's what I want
That's
to
a
know.
good
I want
question.
the inside scoop, not because I
That's a
give
good
money all
question.
the time.
I
I'm
do
always
too.
giving money like
I
all
do
the
too.
time.
Yep.
You know? And then I had to correct myself too, because you do have more men out there. But then when a lady out there, you know,
Yeah.
I'm like, why I'm not giving this lady no money? You know what I'm saying? So now I make sure.
Oh, you was giving it to the men and not the women?
We don't see the women that much. But
Yeah.
then I noticed that I wrote, I'm like, why you didn't give it? She probably needed way more than me.
him.
So I had to check myself and be like, no. And if I could give it to her, because they, you know, a woman,
Yeah.
you know, need money. So I would give them, you know, money. I'm like, why would I feel like that, you know? So I started giving them, you know, more money, because I give all the time. And some people like, girl, forget that. They don't be need. They be playing you. But like once you give it, you did your job.
You did,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
like
but
she
I want to
mentioned
know
earlier.
the scoop though. Do all of them really need the money, or have you known a lot of scammers?
Okay, I'll say.
Be honest now. Come on, girl. Be honest now. I want to know.
I'll say 70% of scammers, like
70%?
include me was.
Wow.
I'm included that percentage too.
Wow.
Not now.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
I was.
But how you gonna say that you was homeless though? You really was homeless.
I really was homeless,
But
but most of my money went to drugs.
Okay.
Got you.
Because I would see downtown a lot of time. Most not now that Dan Gilbert's down there, but before then, before all the stores started being down there, it was
All the
easy. It was
revitalization.
easy access.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could run park cars illegally. You could panhandle. You always could get some money, and you won't go hungry in Greetown. It was too many St. Leo, St. Vincent, Peter and Paul, no Jefferson.
So basically, you saying y'all was getting paid.
Okay, yeah. You know, but I'll say 30% was mental.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times, most of the time, people really need it, and people really was homeless. But a lot of them chose to be homeless.
Okay.
Because of the NSO that they done moved now. Thank you, Jesus.
Neighborhood service organization.
Yes, on Martin Luther King III. Always horrible conditions. I don't know how
So
the
what
Board
was
of
the
Health.
NSO? Was that a shelter?
It was a shelter, but you sleep in chairs, no beds.
What?
Wow.
And so
I've done
people
work
was
with
getting
them.
lice and sleeping close together. You couldn't put a chair up. You had to sleep in. But now their offices was air conditioned, nice.
Plush.
But in the bathroom. I would rather go outside to use the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
But thank God they moved. But a lot of time people chose to be homeless because in their addiction, on the first or the third check day, they was kings and queens.
Okay.
They go in there, give me 2 cases of beer and 2-3 lighters and some pipes to smoke out of.
But where they gonna take it? Just take it to
Rent
where
a
they.
room.
Oh,
they
so
got
rent
that.
a
They got a
room,
little
then
money
they got that
now.
money now. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, go give me a room.
Rent a room, but after the second day, they in the dumpster.
Yeah.
For food to eat.
So where did you the stuff that you had? Did you just have a bag of stuff, or where did you keep your stuff at?
Okay, to expound on that last question, I'm a
Go ahead, man.
Lot of, especially me, I liked the lifestyle. I like to live it on the fast
You like to
lane.
living in the fast lane.
You know what I'm gonna do the next day. It was
Okay.
kind of exciting.
Excited, you know.
Wow.
Because I never really had a real tragedy out there You know, when girls was raped in the Vanderbilt, and so that you know. So I was addicted to the lifestyle.
Okay, what about?
So
can I ask you something personal?
Sure.
So when you out there, you know, did you have to, you know,
no
any favors, sexual type
of
different things like that?
No.
So you had standards, even though you home, but you still had standards.
I had boundaries, standards, and with my older sister, Gloria, and my mother and father taught us, because we was raised in the church. Okay. So I had some spirituality.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of kids now, that's why they carjack you and shoot you. Church. But my grandson now is a social worker. He graduated from King 4.0.
Okay.
He's a social worker for high school in Peoria.
Okay.
You know, so just like and my granddaughter Shanique right here, I taught them spirituality.
Okay.
You know, I take them to church. You're going to have good church etiquette. You're not going to talk. You're not going to chew gum. One day he came home from King, about 14, with his pants back. Sir, you got a problem with a belt. Or I raised him, taught him Bible verses. What's the first verse of the Bible? In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Here's $1. What's John 3:16? God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. Here's $1. How many books in the Bible since he said, here's $1? Because with a little spirituality, you can't watch them all the time.
Right.
But if they have some kind of home training and spirituality, I ain't gonna say that they gonna stop from doing crime, but they don't have a conscience.
That was gonna be my next question for you. Even though you were going through, like, did you still pray? Did you still pray every day? Did you ask God to help you? Did you ever ask to be, you know, delivered? Like what?
All the time. And guess what? My older sister Gloria right here, that's retired from Homeland Security. She always prayed for me. They have a song, somebody pray for me.
Okay.
They had me on my mind.
Okay.
Thank you, my sister prayed for me. So our prayers do work.
Okay, yes,
you know,
it does.
So
you said you couldn't carry a note with a wheelbarrow. You carried that note, baby.
She's sticking it on. Stick it on in.
Y'all might recognize the song.
Now, I have a question. Okay. So, you know, I have a company called, you know, Natural Living by Design, right? And one of my business partners, she had, you know, been homeless before. She had to go to, you know, had to go to a shelter before. So, out there, have you seen, because one of the things that we want to do is to provide like a shelter type place for women and children. Did you see a lot of women and children or families out there homeless, or you didn't see that too often? Because she said there really was no place for a family to go to if they were homeless. So I just wanted to get your feedback, because just to hear her story was compelling as well as yours. But I've never, you know, have you seen a family? Like, how does that work? Did you see much of that, or not really much of a family being homeless?
No, that was kind of rare. Out of 2 years, I might have seen 5 families.
Okay.
But at those 5, the mother and father was addicted to something.
Oh wow.
You know, they didn't have a parent. One of them say, "Can't do this. Do it by yourself. I got to get up." You know, so both of them strung out. You know, couldn't get the kids to school, wouldn't pay rent. And, I've seen some families sleeping in the bus stop or in the tent.
What about battered women? Like, sometimes, you know, a woman to try to escape from her husband. Like, did you ever see battered women homeless?
Well, you know what?
With children, or not really?
Fortunately, I right now I try to keep up on social issues. I can't think of who really started the battered women. Well, when they got funded for domestic violence, I know that's how it started, but I don't know who instrumented it.
Okay.
So when they started getting funding from the federal government for domestic violence, they started opening up shelters for domestic violence.
Okay.
So that saved them. That was a safety net for them.
But you couldn't go there if you wasn't battered.
Unless I just wanted the food and wanted the
Yeah. Sometimes you have to kind of, you know.
Some people have done that.
Yeah.
But I can't. remember my lies. So,
well, in Detroit, I know that there are some resources for women. I know that the Salvation Army is one of the resources. Women with children, actually. Women with children with addiction. One of them is the Harbor Light in Detroit. Okay. You heard of the Harbor Light?
Sure.
Okay. So that's an organization through the Salvation Army. And if you are in need of that type of assistance, you can reach them at 313-361-6136. Again, that was the Harbor Light in the city of Detroit. It's a shelter for women that are addicted to different substances, and they also allow you to bring your children into that particular shelter as well. Wow. Another shelter is the Detroit Rescue Mission. Their number is 313-993-4700. That's another resource. There's other resources out there as well. I know people that are homeless, they don't have access to the internet or, all that good stuff. But another question that I wanted to bring up, you told us about your schooling. I'm just trying to catch up here. So,
well, let me right quick.
Go ahead, hon.
Piggyback on Harbor Light.
Okay, go ahead.
Harbor Light is on Martin Luther King and 75.
Mm-hmm.
It's only just a couple days ago. Since you got that number.
Yeah.
A couple days ago, DOT has stopped some buses running.
Okay.
And the time and bus runs right. It's the only bus to go to Harbor Light.
Oh, okay.
I know because I've been there. They didn't help me 1,000 times.
Oh, to Harbor Light.
To Harbor Light.
Okay.
So when I heard yesterday, the day before, I was like, they stopped the timing. That goes straight to Harbor Light. Even though I don't need them, I'm thinking about other people. Because I've always been for the underdog.
I think we have a call. Oops. Maybe we missed it. I'm sorry. Yeah, so they stopped the bus that's going to take people to...
It was only one bus to go straight there.
Wow.
Now you can walk from Woodward, but that's a long walk.
Wow.
So, but that number, they still can call that number because a lot of times they're, especially in the winter.
Absolutely.
Starting like in September, they'll pick you up.
Okay. Again, if you guys are trying to call in, please do. Miss Joanne is here. She's talking about her experience with being homeless. I think we might have missed a call. Sorry. But definitely call us back. Thanks for your calls, guys. I would like to ask you this as well. So at this point in your life, what's your purpose? What's your purpose in life?
Well, I tell this is... Well, my grandson has his... master's in social work.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
I want to think I have my PhD in the streets.
But you know what? Street sense and book sense, that make you a bad mama jamma. And you know what I'm saying? You can be smart sense, you know what I'm saying? But you got to have that
common sense
and you got to have that street sense. So, girl, you ain't no stopping you now. Look at you looking so wonderful and beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, you're a testimony, that no matter how down you get, you can get up. Like, I love it. And it takes a lot of courage for you to come and just tell your story. Like, was it ever
take a lot of courage
that you was embarrassed to talk about it? Like, was you ever embarrassed, or you just said, "Hey, it is what it is"?
Yeah. See, it's called Live and Let Live, and just like in audition, if honesty might not get you a lot of friends, but it get you the right friends.
All right now, okay.
See,
say that again. Wait a minute, say that again now. Come on, some people need to hear that. Say it again.
Being honest might not get you a lot of friends, but it'll get you the right friends.
Come on now.
So in order to, and that's not just with homeless and addiction, you got to keep it real.
Come on now.
You can't be in denial. You can't turn this way and turn this way. And that's like when people get sick. Our body gonna give us signs something ain't right.
Yeah.
A lot of times we be in denial. You can't go with in blinders. You can't go through life in blinders. You just got to see the forest for the tree. Because if you don't, you're not gonna go too far.
Yeah.
So I keep it real.
So you was always true to yourself, going through this whole, dramatic situation.
Journey.
You
Yeah.
always keep it real. You knew that you could do better. Did you know that you could do better?
I knew.
That.
I knew because God gave me tools and I gave myself tools. And I tell people, like I told my grandson the other day, you have to listen in life. And I mean that literally and metaphorically. You have to listen. You know, you watch body contact. You look at body language.
Yeah.
You know, you listen to what people say and don't say. And that'll help you get a good judge of character. That'll help keep you 5 steps.
Okay, so
but I gotta answer a question about the purpose. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead with your purpose.
Okay. This I took a philosophy class in college, and I think it was Kellogg. I've been in so many colleges: Kellogg Community, Wayne Community, Highland Park, Washington, Kellogg. You know the cereal.
Okay.
Kellogg and Saginaw. Anyway, I believe my purpose in life. And matter of fact, every purpose in life. Because I ask people, well, what's your purpose? I ask, what's your purpose in life? And a lot of times people say, oh, my purpose is to get my master's, and my purpose is to own my own home and get my own business. I say, oh, that's well and good. But guess what? God owns all that. You don't own all that. God owns all that. Your only purpose, and then this is me. You got 2 purposes in life.
All right, now. Do I need a pen, girl? Do I need a pen? Show, what's the 2 purposes, girl? Hey, what is it?
You got 2 purposes in life: serve God and the pursuit of happiness.
All right now. Okay, now. All right, now. I feel like your whole job is to feel good and be happy every day. That's my purpose. That's what I want to be happy and feel good.
I know that's right.
When you're happy and you feel good, like just things could just flow to God could just really move in your life for you, and you attract all that happiness. I don't care what
and the right energy. Yes.
Because believe it or not, sometimes I be jealous of, you don't call people crazy or retarded. The professional terminology is not legal term is,
developmentally.
Mentally challenged.
Okay, mentally challenged.
So, sometimes I be jealous of them. They go down the street talking to the trees and
so why are you jealous of them?
I was just going to say the same thing. Like, okay.
Why are you jealous of them sometimes?
They don't care about nothing. They don't care about no potholes. They don't care about who the president. They don't have to be responsible.
They don't have a care in the world.
I'm
trying to say. They don't have a care in the
world.
world.
I don't honestly,
Yeah.
You feel
I feel you.
They don't have no worries.
Yeah.
As long as they got a cup of coffee and a cigarette, they're good.
Yeah, I think that's why my grandmother lived a long time. She was, considered schizophrenic and she had dementia.
Okay.
But she was just at peace. Like, she just,
yeah.
She didn't have no worries. She had to worry about no bills. She ain't had to worry. I'm like, she just was happy.
Yeah.
She didn't have no worries. And I think when you don't have no worries and different things like that, you live a long time.
Yeah.
But it was one question, though, we didn't ask.
We got to wind it up now.
Okay. What made you start using drugs? Like, what was it that made you start? That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, real quickly. After I got pregnant with my daughter Erica, right here, that's the only best thing I ever did in the world.
Okay.
My contribution.
Okay.
The best thing I did in the world. After I had her, I still wanted to be somebody. So I went to college. And when Motown moved from Hillsville down to California, they security where they opened that at the Chrysler Freeway, near the Fox. I had a job there, and I was going to school and going to college. I came home one day, and her father had some substances on her album, and I like, what the hell is that? And he told me what it was. I opened the window and threw it out the window. threw it out the window.
Mm-hmm.
He almost sent me flying out the window with it.
Oh, you almost died, huh?
You doing what? But anyway, so, come to find out, long story short, I started trying it.
Okay, gotcha.
And,
got introduced to it. So
Yeah.
introduced you to it.
so, because I was in love with her daddy. Oh, my God. So,
Your love will make you do crazy things.
Crazy.
So, then I got hooked, and slowly I dropped out of college.
Okay.
Then I called a federal case.
Oh.
When Martha Stewart and them went.
Miss Joanne, we might have to bring you back, baby, because we down to our last 5 minutes. I just want to do another quick station ID. You're watching In the Know live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and other social media platforms. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Miss Joanne, I really want to thank you for coming in today. Like I said, we might do a part 2. We might do a part 2, sweetie.
Yeah.
But I just want you to give out your shout outs to your family real quick before we go.
My shout out to my big sister Gloria, my precious daughter Erica. I have a friend in Rochester, New York, Sharon. My grandson, his wife. I have 2 great grands.
Okay. All right.
Baby Los is 5, I think. and my great granddaughter Fifi. I think she's 3 months. We call her Fifi.
Okay.
And,
What about your granddog?
Girl, you holding it look so cute.
That's
see
Bella.
this picture. Oh my
I got
gosh,
3
you look so
I got 4 granddaughters. My daughter has a Maltese Roxy. My daughter-in-law, she that's her dog. That's Bella. And then my grandson got Rio.
Okay.
And then my pretty granddaughter Shanique has a Chihuahua named Stormy.
Aww.
Shout out, and my oldest sister, my niece Benicia that works at managers at Kresge Eye Institute, Dequa, Cat, Jep. I love you all.
I want to thank Lakeisha for guest co-hosting with me today.
This was
Lakeisha,
fun.
I'm glad you came.
I am
Lakeisha,
too,
tell me where you're going to be at this weekend.
Oh, wow. This weekend is an amazing opportunity. It's called Thankful in the City.
Yes.
Thankful in the city of Detroit at Marygrove College. They will have over 70 local black businesses selling their products. Sip, snack, and shop. It's going to be the place to be. Beautiful atmosphere, music, and natural living by design is going to be there, baby. They're going to be giving out games, prizes. We're going to have some fun.
I'll be there.
A great shopping experience for the family. A great time for a girls' day out. Y'all don't want to miss. Thankful in the City. On Sunday, between 2 and 7 p.m. Please be there. We have to patronize our black businesses out here.
That's right.
And they all local, all in one spot. And you will be wearing masks and different things like that. But a lot of food, DJ. It's going to be rocking.
Cool. Well, again, I want to thank both of my special guests today. I want to thank the caller as well for calling in and commenting on everything. But I also want to thank the audience. You guys are a gem to me. I get all the comments and the phone calls and questions regarding the show. Keep it up. If you have any topics that you guys want to discuss or any subject matters, just let me know. I am here in the Know Live Fridays at 6 p.m. We are streaming again on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and all those other top social media platforms. Have any questions, you guys can message me or either call me. Again, I just want to thank my guests. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
I really enjoyed. I learned a lot, and you have to come back because I had some more questions. I didn't get a chance.
And you gotta come back too, Lakeisha. You gotta come back.
I gotta come back.
Yes, you gotta come back, girl. That energy. You gotta come back. And Fast Freddy is calling me now, y'all. So I'm gonna have to call Fast Freddy after this because I know he probably talking about a party tonight. Maybe we can make it.
Hey, it's Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night. So yes. Yep. So have a good night, everybody. It was a pleasure. Thanks for watching In the Know.
In the Know.